It's week 28 of a year of wisdom. Let's get to reading. Day 190. Job 9. Then Job answered, "Truly I know that this is so, but how can a human be just before God? If someone wishes to contend with him, he cannot answer him 1 time in 1,000. He's wise in heart and mighty in strength. Who has resisted him and remained safe? He who removes mountains suddenly, who overturns them in his anger. He who shakes the earth out of its place so that its pillars tremble. He who commands the sun and it doesn't shine, and seals up the stars. He alone spreads out the heaven and treads on the waves of the sea. He makes the Bear, Orion, and the Pleiades, and the constellations of the southern sky. He does great and unsearchable things and wonderful things without number. If he passes by me, I cannot see him. If he goes by, I cannot perceive him. If he snatches away, who can turn him back? Who dares to say to him, 'What are you doing?' God does not restrain his anger. Under him the helpers of Rahab lie crushed. How much less then can I answer him and choose my words to argue with him? Although I am innocent, I could not answer him. I could only plead with my judge for mercy. If I summoned him and he answered me, I would not believe that he would be listening to my voice. He who crushes me with a tempest and multiplies my wounds for no reason. He does not allow me to recover my breath, for he fills me with bitterness. If it is a matter of strength, most certainly he is the strong one. And if it is a matter of justice, he will say, 'Who will summon me?' Although I am innocent, my mouth would condemn me. Although I am blameless, it would declare me perverse. I am blameless. I do not know myself. I despise my life. It is all one. That is why I say, he destroys the blameless and the guilty. If a scourge brings sudden death, he mocks at the despair of the innocent. If a land has been given into the hand of the wicked man, he covers the face of its judges. If it is not he, then who is it? My days are swifter than a runner. They speed by without seeing happiness. They glide by like reed boats, like an eagle that swoops down on its prey. If I say I will forget my complaint, I will change my expression and be cheerful. I dread all my sufferings, for I know that you do not hold me blameless. If I'm guilty, why then weary myself in vain? If I wash myself with snow water and make my hands clean with lye, then you plunge me into a slimy pit, and my own clothes abhor me. For he is not a human being like I am, that I may answer him, that we might come together in judgment, nor is there an arbiter between us, who might lay his hand on us both, who would take his rod away from me, so that his terror would not make me afraid. Then would I speak and not fear him, but it is not so with me." Proverbs 9. Wisdom has built her house. She has carved out its 7 pillars. She has prepared her meat. She has mixed her wine. She also has arranged her table. She has sent out her female servants. She calls out on the highest places of the city. "Whoever is naive, let him turn in here," she says to those who lack understanding. "Come eat some of my food and drink some of the wine I have mixed. Abandon your foolish ways so that you may live and proceed in the way of understanding. Whoever corrects a mocker is asking for insult. Whoever reproves a wicked person receives abuse. Do not reprove a mocker or he will hate you. Reprove a wise person and he will love you. Give instruction to a wise person and he will become wiser still. Teach a righteous person and he will add to his learning. The beginning of wisdom is to fear the Lord, and acknowledging the Holy One is understanding. For because of me, your days will be many, and your years will be added to your life. If you are wise to your own advantage. But if you're a mocker, you alone must bear it. The woman called Folly is brash. She is naive and does not know anything. So she sits at the door of her house, on a seat at the highest point of the city, calling out to those who are passing by her in the way, who go straight on their way. "Whoever is simple, let him turn in here," she says to those who lack understanding. "Stolen waters are sweet, and food obtained in secret is pleasant. But they do not realize that the dead are there. that her guests are in the depths of the grave. Ecclesiastes 9. So I reflected on all of this, attempting to clear it all up. I concluded that the righteous and the wise, as well as their works, are in the hand of God. Whether a person will be loved or hated, no one knows what lies ahead. Everyone shares the same fate, the righteous and the wicked, the good and the bad, the ceremonially clean and unclean, those who offer sacrifices and those who do not. What happens to the good person also happens to the sinner. What happens to those who make vows also happens to those who are afraid to make vows. This is the unfortunate fact about everything that happens on earth. The same fate awaits everyone. In addition to this, the hearts of all people are full of evil, and there's folly in their hearts during their lives. Then they die. But whoever is among the living has hope. A living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they will die, but the dead do not know anything. They have no further reward, and even the memory of them disappears. What they loved, as well as what they hated and envied, perished long ago, and they no longer have a part in anything that happens on earth. Go, eat your food with joy, and drink your wine with a happy heart, because God has already approved your works. Let your clothes always be white, and do not spare precious ointment on your head. Enjoy life with your beloved wife during all the days of your fleeting life that God has given you on earth, during all your fleeting days. For that is your reward in life and in your burdensome work on earth. Whatever you find to do with your hands, do it with all your might, because there is neither work, nor planning, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, the place where you will eventually go. Again, I observed this on the earth. The race is not always won by the swiftest. The battle is not always won by the strongest. Prosperity does not always belong to those who are the wisest. Wealth does not always belong to those who are the most discerning. Nor does success always come to those with the most knowledge, for time and chance may overcome them all. Surely no one knows what his appointed time is. Like fish that are caught in a deadly net, and like birds that are caught in a snare, just like them, all people are ensnared at an unfortunate time that falls upon them suddenly. This is what I also observed about wisdom on earth, and it is a great burden to me. There was once a small city with a few men in it, and a mighty king attacked it, besieging it and building strong siege works against it. However, a poor but wise man lived in the city, and he could have delivered the city by his wisdom, but no one listened to that poor man. So I concluded that wisdom is better than might, but a poor man's wisdom is despised. No one ever listens to his advice. The words of the wise are heard in quiet, more than the shouting of a ruler is heard among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner can destroy much. That is good. And as always, thank you so much for being here today. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button right there. And click the bell for notifications. And if you would, hit that like button for me. And I will see you tomorrow. Maranatha. I'm standing at the crossroads. I'm lost without a clue. I need a big pink neon sign to show me what to do. I thank you, Lord. It glorifies you when you're the only answer. I praise you, Lord, for holding what's too much for me. And I'm amazed by you, Lord, because nothing's too big and nothing's too small to lay at your feet.